Well, hello out there. This is Eric, KC9ASC, and I'm going to talk briefly about Motorola Solutions and a recent lawsuit that was taking place against the company Hytera. And as you know, Motorola is actually based out of Chicago, and the article that I'm looking at here is from the Chicago Sun-Times. So we're talking briefly about a $60 million possible sentencing. So that's up to $60 million. So this is not set in stone yet, as the article was written on January 14th, 2025. But they're talking about how they were stealing trade secrets and poaching staff from Motorola, basically baiting them to come over to work for Hytera and bring source code and proprietary information with them, or intellectual property. So Hytera Communications Corp faces a fine of up to $60 million when the company is sentenced November 6th. So I'm not sure what they mean by that, because at the time of writing this article, this is up to $60 million. So I guess the sentencing is going to take place November 2025. I'm not sure. But the company entered a guilty plea Monday, also to pay an unspecified amount of restitution to a Chicago-based Motorola company. So Hytera allegedly lured away Motorola Solutions employees with larger salaries, along with stock options, according to the prosecutors. Those engineers agreed to steal the documents and the source code from Motorola from the company based in Shenzhen, China. For the company based in Shenzhen, China, rather. So Hytera developed its own radio products, some of which were later sold in Illinois. The thefts came after the Federal Communications Commission announced that in 2008 that radio manufacturers must transition from analog to digital mode radios. So this is paramount. The reason that happened, as far as the transition was, the FCC made a mandate to switch from the wideband to the narrowband. Ham radio operators already know what I'm talking about. Normal frequencies that are in use are roughly about 25 kilohertz, and the narrowband is roughly 12.5 kilohertz. There's other modes that are more narrow than that, but the requirement was a certain deadline by the FCC. They had a certain date that you had to meet those requirements. So all the manufacturers that were creating equipment had to abide by those rules in order to sell products within the U.S. So this is why all of this started. They were trying to keep up with the demand. They had to, as they wanted to, they said they wanted to defeat Motorola Solutions in the middle and high-end market. So the first Motorola Solutions employee was recruited by Hytera for the scheme was G.K. Koch, I'm not sure what that means, who was awaiting sentencing after pleading guilty. So that person, the first person that was hired from Motorola, is pleading guilty. And so Hytera had boosted Koch's salary up 75% to $165,000 and gave him $600,000 in stock options. In return, he recruited Motorola Solutions engineers for the scheme. So he was the first person to start poaching the Motorola staff and bringing them over to Hytera. In 2020, a federal jury in Chicago ordered Hytera to pay Motorola Solutions $764 million in a lawsuit stemming from the same scheme. So the district judge later reduced it to $543 million. Still a lot. So I'm just paraphrasing what's in the article here for you. You can go to Chicago Sun-Times, that's the website, and you can see the article yourself. And there's many others, but I specifically went to the Chicago Sun-Times because Motorola is based out of Chicago, the Chicagoland area, and they have a headquarters in Schaumburg. So Motorola, this is not the first time that they've been hacked or poached. You also remember in the 80s and 90s, I believe it was Kevin Mitnick, he hacked the Motorola StarTech, and he got some prison time for that. So this is not the first time that Motorola's proprietary technologies have been hacked or used by either a competitor or a hacker. So we'll see more about what's going on with this. This is an ongoing case. It looks like started about 5 years ago as I was reading the article. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And this article is also going to be posted on the CSRA Multimode TechNet page on Facebook. So if you haven't joined us, please join us there. We talk about ham radio and technology, along with anything that's cyber related. So thank you again for watching. My name is Eric. I'm KC9ASC.